Hello YouTube, welcome to the 10K special episode, which is going to be a gym tour. A lot of you guys have asked me to do that in the past, but I actually wanted to wait for this special chance and opportunity to make this one for you. So as you can see, I have my handy dandy thing here, and we're going to actually be filming this Blair Witch Project style. And since the gym is quite small, I think it's going to be much easier for you too. Because if I just record the way I usually do it from a distance, it's going to be much tougher to show you everything. So, this is a gym I built myself in my garage from scratch, where this used to be just nothing. There was an empty space filled with machinery and stuff like this that's now upstairs. And it took a solid 3 to 4 months between planning, cleaning everything, then laying the foundation and actually putting the material of the gym on top of that. So as you can see from the title, the total value of the gym is above 10K. I would say around maybe $12,000, but I only paid around $7,000, and I'm going to run you through it because, as I explained in my gym playlist video, you can save a lot of money if you know how to cut certain corners and you know certain tips and practices to apply. So I'll be actually covering the prices of certain products, the way I acquired them so that it can help you. But for the most part, this is going to be a comfy gym tour just for you guys, where I'm going to detail all of the equipment I have on this platform. Speaking about the platform, this is going to be my first topic, because you can see that gorgeous piece of engineering underneath my gym, which is actually quite important because the garage is, like most garages, concrete. And you don't want to lift on concrete for the sake of your stability, your knees, your weights, because if your weights hit concrete, they're going to shatter the concrete. I've done that in the past, it's not good. So I had to, first and foremost, build a platform. And this is a custom-made platform, as you can see, and it's 16 feet by 9 feet. So it's 16 feet long, 9 feet wide. You will never find that type of platform in retail. It's not possible. Or if you did, you would have to contract someone, and that person would most likely charge you a hefty amount of money. I would estimate that for someone to build this for you, if they actually went to your house and had to move all of the material, and you added the cost of the material, yeah, you would pay around $5,000, $6,000, so around that. I personally paid between $800 and $900. So that's already $4,000 saved. And the reason why such a platform would be so expensive is if you just look at this here, this is already bigger than most platforms you can buy retail, which already go for $1,000. And this is already, as you can see here, much thicker than those platforms. So that portion would already go for at least $1,500. And look at the space, look at all of the rest. This would be a money pit if you don't know how to build a platform. Luckily for you, there is a video about that in the Garage Gym playlist. You can make your own platform. This one was very hard to make because it's in a garage, and garage gyms, for the people who know, are a special case because the floor is sloped. And when the floor is sloped, what happens is the weight is going to roll this way, right? Because the slope is leading to the garage door. Because if you live in certain climates and there's a flood or there's a massive snowstorm, you don't want the water to actually be able to go in the garage. So it has to be sloped. Issue is, if you don't correct the slope, the barbell is going to roll when you deadlift. You don't want that. So if you look at this platform right there and you look at the bottom here, there's actually a bottom portion that had to be reinforced, and then underneath it there are sheets of wood that correct the platform so that it's actually straight. And that was quite the feat. It was quite the challenge because the slope is uneven. So if you look at the junctions of the platform here, these junctions do not represent, they do not match the positioning of the sheets of wood. Meaning that there are store mats, there are wood planks like this, and there are sheets of wood added to that. So it's an entire layering process. It's like the most complicated cake you've ever done in your life. I actually had to hire someone to help me do that because it was too complicated. And the issue is that if I messed up, the entire platform would be worthless. So this is actually a great pride of mine because this platform is quite amazing. There are 3 layers, as you can see from this position right there. There's a big portion of wood here that protects the rest of the platform and creates cushion so that the weights do not destroy it. Underneath it, you can see it, but there's a layer of plastic because I live in an Arctic climate, and if the cold and humidity rise into the wood, it would warp it and destroy it. So it's protected by this cushion. Then there's another layer of plywood that you can see here. This is low quality plywood, medium quality plywood, and this is the store mat that is glued on top of it. And then when you look at this is the masterpiece of the platform because this is very high quality wood. And the reason why you want the high quality wood on top is because 1, it feels better underneath your feet, and it doesn't warp because it's the highest quality. I highly encourage people who want to build a platform such as this one to go and buy your own plywood. Do not order it. If you order it, they're going to give you their shitty plywood. And shitty plywood is warped, and you cannot build a platform with warped wood. Try imagining yourself deadlifting on something warped. You don't want to do that. So that's it for the platform. The platform in itself, as you understand, makes up a large portion of the budget of this gym and was extremely important for its creation because no platform, no gym. Okay, let's start with the first piece of equipment. So this is actually my hyperextension bench. It's a matrix bench, and it's directly from the manufacturer. I contacted a salesperson directly, so I didn't have to actually go through a store. I just bought it directly from them through a middle party, which saves a lot of money. You should try that. This is quality, gym quality, so you could find that in a gym. This much needed tissue because it's always 20 degrees in the gym, and I got the sniffles with chalk on top of it. So that's my hyperextension bench. I think that was like $300 or $400. A band. I have bands everywhere, but this one I use for my strength restoration and nucleus overload. If you look at this guy here, that's my Rogue bench, which is a fat pad. Highly recommend that bench for people who have either wide shoulders or people who have a problem with their shoulders, because look how big it is. Look at my hand and look at the width. It's quite massive. It's extremely comfortable. You can really dig into it. And if you look just at the feet of that beast, look how thick. You will never see feet like this on a commercial gym bench, ever. Not possible. This is super sturdy. I recommend it. And as you can see here, this is my box. Not for box squats, because box squats are inferior, but for box front squats, actually, which is the appropriate variation. And also because I like to do SSB box squats for the deadlift carryover. And this one is from Rage, which also very good. It's the perfect height. It's right at parallel. Then we have a preacher curl, also from Matrix. I got this guy in a bundle with the other guy. And usually if you buy several products from the same manufacturer, they will shut down the price for you, or you get free shipping, which is always nice. And these two got delivered, they were already put together. So that's already a big plus, because I'm the type of person that gets something from IKEA and then never puts it together. As you can see behind, this is the rover that they used when they faked the moon landing in Tunisia. And it's in my garage for some reason. This is my log that I use to record the training that I do with all of the weights, all of the lifts. I'm not going to open it because it's secret material and you would go to jail for the rest of your life. And here we have the board, what I call the board. So technically it's just nails that I put into wood, and they serve the purpose, which is to put stuff on it. So let's get a closer look, shall we? Don't look at that. There's nothing in that. It's not, just don't look at that. So here we have my Ironman straps that I use for deadlifts. Very important. You need straps. Here are my rings, my two beautiful Olympic rings that I reviewed on the channel already, which I recommend you get. Made of wood, of course, just gorgeous wood. And here we have a loner, which is my one fat grip, which from this distance looks quite suspicious, but we won't talk about that. This is a window. In terms of what we have here, I'm going to take some distance. So this is where I put all of my barbells. It's from Rogue also because I got a huge portion of my material from Rogue because I got free shipping. So this is my sword. This is my master sword right there. It's my favorite barbell of all time. It's a Rogue Ohio Power Bar. It's chromed. I think it cost around $400, this guy. It's a very stiff bar, extremely aggressive grip. This is going to rip your calluses to kingdom come, but it feels amazing. And I trained with it in a gym and I decided I need it for my own gym. So this is the crowning achievement of the gym. I take very good care of it. This guy is the bar that I don't care about at all because it's my beater bar and it gets destroyed on a daily because it is used for rack pulls. And actually, it's also a Rogue Ohio Power Bar, but I got it strictly because I needed a bar that I could actually abuse. And I got it from the Boneyard, the Rogue Boneyard, so I paid like $180 for it. But it's so rigid that I doubt I will ever bend it. I hope not. Shouldn't happen. And then if we look at here, SS Yoke, my favorite SSB bar. I have a little story to tell about that bar, actually. I may tell it now. So when I purchased it, I was looking for a sale from Elite FTS, and it never came. So I just said, you know what, screw it, get it. So I paid the full price, $400 with shipping. The next day, they ran a sale that lowered the price to $280 with free shipping. So I sent an email, and I told them, hey, any chance you could actually be a decent company and reimburse me, which they had no obligation to do, of course. And they actually did. So Dave Tate, FTS, amazing people, amazing customer service. If you want to buy stuff, buy from them. Don't buy from the competition. Plus, their products are made in the USA. Here, Easy Curl Bar. This is the best Easy Curl Bar you've ever seen in your life. Like by far. Look at that. Look at that. This is highest quality than most commercial gym barbells. It feels amazing too. There's a grip, not aggressive grip, but you don't need an aggressive grip for curls. I'll be able to give that to the future generations for sure. It's also extremely expensive. I think it's $150 or $200. But until you've curled with a good easy curl bar, you don't know what you're missing. And since I'm a curl bro, I had to get one. And this is also the explanation for. And if I can move so you can see them in their entire shining beauty. These are my dumbbells, also Rogue, DB10, DB15. DB10 can get like 60 pounds, DB15 120 pounds. And you can see here that the brother of this guy is loaded. It's perma-loaded because I always use it for nucleus overload. I use it for pullovers. I do pullovers every day or every 2 days usually. And I do 50 to 280 reps. Usually 5 to 12 reps with, which here is 60 pounds to get a bigger lat and to expand the ribcage. And to expand on that guy, the preacher curl, same explanation as with the rest. I'm a curl bro, so I needed a preacher curl. You can see that the angle is it's not as steep as most preacher curls. And if we look behind, because there's some secret, there's some magic happening behind. What is this? Those are my bands. So I have all of my bands, I have all of my sprees that I can easily access and use with my rack. Extremely important things to have for your home gym. Let's continue. So now we get an actually perfect shot of the home gym with a guy in the background. That's me. And you can see the platform, you can see the rack. And the rack, of course, is the most important piece of this entire gym. And the reason is because if you want to be able to train your leg, you need to actually have a rack, in my opinion. So this one is a R3 by Rogue. It's one of their cheapest one. This is the ancient version. I say ancient because now they've moved on to do racks that are much thicker, but I like this one. It's more streamlined. And I don't need something that is going to be amazingly thick. It's not like I lift 1,000 pounds on the squat. And this also takes less space than some of their newest rack. And the bolts are thinner, so your barbells and weights don't clang against them. So this is perfect for this gym too, because as you can see, it doesn't touch the ceiling, which is quite high, so it shouldn't be a problem in the first place. And as you can see, I placed it on the platform. That way I can do my squats on wood, and I manage some space here with no rack For my deadlifts, I deadlift right there. And I just got done deadlifting, which is why the plates are here. And this entire platform and everything took some calculus to do, because as you can see the junctions here. I had to cut things exactly, and everything was centered around this. I knew that I wanted this here and things needed to exist around it. And so all the space that you can see here, I do my curls, I do my cheat curls on here. And of course, when you do curls or when you do dumbbell rows, you don't want to rest the weight on wood. So that explains that. If we take a second to look at these guys, so these are my plates. I have the rogue plates, which are the shooter plates, because I used to train in a gym that had plates with holes and I really liked it. And Rogue has a good set, plus the price is pretty nice. These are calibrated plates. And the ones underneath are the Vulcan plates that I'm going to show you later, because they are in a display over here, which are also calibrated, much nicer with the color. I don't really care about the aesthetic of the gym, to be very honest with you. As you can see, it's quite rough. It's raw in a sense. There's a lot of stuff around here. The one thing I wanted is a gym that's effective. And since I only had 16 by 9 feet, I had to have something where I could put a lot of stuff. So this explains the minimalism of the gym. If we get closer here, these are my grippers. This is a 1.5, this is a 1, this is a 2. And so I train with them every 2 days for grip work. If we go a little bit lower here, these are the Ironman elastics that you use to actually do the extension portion of the work that you never train. You who's watching the video, you don't train that. Do it. You have to do the extension like this. It actually feels really good on the elbow. It's going to develop your forearms. So get these, they're extremely cheap. And as you can see here, there are other plates hidden. I have a spot where I'm supposed to put them. I'm just too lazy because I use them every single day. So they're easier to access here. And again, it's a shooter plate. Behind is a Vulcan plate. And same thing right there. All right, let's go. As you can see, if I look here, this is the rack right there. And you see that the space between this rack here and this wall right there is actually quite narrow. And it used to be even narrower. And I had to modify it last second by expanding the space here where the mat starts, because when I do squats, there's not enough space for the bar to clear. It was almost touching the wall, which was no bueno. If we look up, this is my slingshot that I use to protect my shoulders, because I was an idiot back in the day and I destroyed my right shoulder doing bench. But this allows me to bench. And you can see the second fat grip hitting underneath. And this is on a nail also. Those are more straps, because you can never have enough straps. And if we go, so this is a mirror that is quite useless, to be honest, so we're not going to spend too much time on that. I put it on the side for one simple reason, is because it actually helps me reverberate the light, because there's no sunlight 8 months out of 12 when I train, and I need the light to actually be able to reflect off of something. This is the boneyard. These are all the straps I used. This one looks fresh, actually. These are all the straps I used and destroyed training with them. As you can see, they're in a sorry state. And as you can see, if I get them close, look at that. It's like a dog played with them. Not a dog, it's the barbell. It's so aggressive that it destroys straps. Usually they last 8 months. If we go up there, iron ball, because when you do hip thrusts, this is not for squats, okay? Don't think I use this for squats. This is only for hip thrusts. And then, I was about to forget these guys. I need to show these guys to you. I made a review about them, but this is the Holy Grail, okay? These are roller cups. Do you know what they do? When you put them on top of your rack and you put a barbell on it, you don't have to shimmy the barbell like an idiot and destroy the knurling. It just rolls. These are custom made. They cost me $30. In retail, they go for much more money, but please don't buy them retail. You can just make them yourself. And this is the regular G cups that I use for stuff that I don't really use a lot of weight on, like overhead press. And up there, that's pretty much all there is to see. Now, let's focus on this. So this is my weight tree. As you can see, it looks depleted because I'm sometimes too lazy to put the plates back on. So this guy is in gel. because these are 15 and no one uses 15 kilos plates, I will use them in desperation when I have no more weight. But these are empty, they're supposed to hold 45. This is completely useless. Who puts weight there? These are 25 Vulcans and 55s. I will show them to you, but first, let's take a look at the little arrangement that I have here. So this is not floating, right? This is not Hogwarts. As you can see here, this is an actual pin that I added to the rack, which is contraband and actually not allowed because it's not a Rogue accessory. I had to modify it. You can buy them off of any website, but basically you can just plug them on the side of your rack and it creates some spaces to put weights. So as you can see, all of my 10s I put here and my 25. These are 2.5s. These are 5s. I have little towers here. And as you can see, speaking about towers, let's get closer to that guy. As you can see, this is also a tower for my 10s. And this is a pin. You know, the loading pins that you use for your grip stuff? You can buy them and actually stack weight on it. Genius. So on the side is that here is a clamp. Another genius move, 200 IQ move. You can go to Home Depot, buy them, and this is what, $1? It replaces clamps. Because when you're moving weight and you're warming up, I don't want to have to put that stuff on and off every single time. I just want to clamp it. So you clamp it. And this is for the heavy weights because these won't move with time. This is for when I get to my walking sets. Then there's a lot of motion in this video. I hope no one is motion sick. Here we have the spotter arms, also from Rogue. If you live by yourself, get these. Please don't die underneath the bar when you bench. It's too stupid. It's not a good way to die. So these I use for everything. Squats, I use for deadlifts. I use for any partials I'm going to do above the knee, below the knee. And I'm going to actually also talk about this. So this is, as you can see, the white mark right there. These are choke marks that I use to know exactly where to put the spotter arm. So if I put it up there, it's above the knee. And if I put it below here, it's below the knee. And that practice is replicated throughout the gym. This is for pin press. This is for overhead press. This is for squat. This is for the spotter arm for the squat. Sorry, because this guy here is for the G-hook, of course. This is for normal squats. This is for front squats with a box. And this guy here is utilized to secure my self lift-offs. Right, it's the monolift. It's a portable monolift that you can just put on your rack by Rogue. Again, love this thing. I couldn't bench without it. I need a lift off when I bench or else my shoulders and positioning gets destroyed. So I got them. Some people use them for squats. I don't like them for squat. So for me, they're stuck. They don't move, which is great because they're really annoying to move. So now we are on the platform, right, where I deadlift. This, we don't talk about this, okay? A plate fell, not my fault. It slipped, but nothing major. I just put some Olympic tape on it. Looks brand new. And if we look here, maybe, so these are more plates. These, I think, these are also shoulder plates. And these are a completely different company. If someone asks in the comments, I will answer, but I got them from a different company because when I did my plate math, if we're talking about money again, I think I spent maybe $3,000, $2,000 in plates. And I realized that I was really short when it came to 10s. Because when you do dumbbell stuff and you're a gym bro, you need a lot of 10s and 5s. So I had to go to another company. So I have plates from 3 companies. I have Vulcan, Rogue, and that third company. But they're all calibrated. Every single plate I have in this gym is calibrated. And these are, I only got 10s and 5s from them. So all of the black plates you see are this. All of the clean, fresh, colorful plates are Vulcans. And the ones with the holes are shoulder plates with that coloring. So let's take a look at the Vulcan ones because they do actually look quite amazing. So that's the Vulcan ones. As you can see, I personally really like the color. I like the logo too. It's an eagle. Amazing color. The 10s with that guy who's also in gel, but I use it for my neck, so he gets more used. This is the most important mirror and really the only important mirror in this entire gym because I use it to check my form when I do squats. Hello. And as you can see, it's fixated to the wall like this. This is a cheap, same thing. It's from Home Depot. This cost me, I think, $40. I've seen the prices they quote to build a mirror in home gym. They quote $1,000. Who's gonna pay $1,000 for a mirror? This is $40. It does the job. Look at this. You can just, you just staple it like this, and it does what it's supposed to do, which is reflect your image. You don't need something nice. This is also how I save money. $40 instead of $1,000. These are the micro plates that I never use, actually, because I don't have a need for them. This is also the cemetery for that guy, because it's the trainer one. I have no use for it. It's too easy now for me, but I keep it just in case. If we go over here, towels that I use for pull-ups, towels that I use for my grip stuff, the one light that I have in the gym, dumbbells. I don't know why I have those dumbbells here, but if someone who does CrossFit wants to visit the gym someday, I'll have some weight that I can lift. Here, this is something, I guess. These are protections for deadlifts. These are the pads for boxing gloves. All of that are wraps and straps for the knees and the elbows. Clamps that I destroyed. If you look behind, you won't see anything, but these are ankle weights. These are my squat shoes. This is nothing important. Another towel. This is the thing that let's get a closer look to this mess. This is the thing that I use for deadlifts. This is the brush that I use for my bar. And those are knee wraps. These are interesting. Let me show you. For Baki fans, you recognize that guy. These are self-made. I make them myself. I don't really use them anymore. I used to really like them. These are boxing. They replicate boxing tapes for your hands. They protect your fist and your wrists when you do striking work. And I have a few like this. So I have the Musashi one. Let me see if I can show you the other ones. I have a Sumo one, Inomaru Zumo. I have another Baki one, an Anma one. And I think there's another one here. Nope. So that's that. In this Olympic tape, of course, when I tear my hands and I need something to protect them. Lacrosse ball. So this is all of my wraps and stuff. And in here, you might wonder why I have this. These are to lock my G hooks in place. I have more clamps. I have Tiger Balm. And if we look at the shoes here, my squat shoes, but then if I take a step back, it's like a documentary. Those are LeBron Lifestyles, which is my favorite pair of sneakers of all time. They are so comfortable to lift. So I have them in blue, I have them in red, I have them in white, and I have them in this color, which I don't know the name of. And underneath here are my ankle weights. So this is my shoe display that I have in my gym. And I can change my shoes depending on the lift that I'm going to be doing on that day. And then underneath here is my calf block that I use for my calf raises. And I think that this is pretty much all I have to say. So this is the gym. This is where the magic happens. This is where I film the videos. This is where I train every day for 2 or 3 hours besides Sundays. So I'm going to be leaving you with that. This is the safety rail that I abuse when I do rack pulls. Because of course I don't want to do them on my nice spotter arms. Oh, maybe I didn't talk about this. Let me see here. And this is where I do my pull-ups with multiple grips. Very comfortable. It's quite thick. Let me see. This is extremely thick. It really feels nice on the hands. So that is that. Let me give you a nice shot of the gym if I can from here. And we can end with that. So yeah, this is my home gym. This is the home gym tour. And if we were to do a little tally of the price of everything, I would say platform $5,000, the rack is $1,000, the barbells if I combine the price of all of these barbells, 1,500, 1,600, all of the weights, 3,000, bench, all of the two machines, another 1,200, the box is like $40. Then all of the little bands and stuff, maybe $200. So we're way above 10K in total. But it only cost me 7K because I built most of what I could build. And the stuff that I bought, well, before COVID. So of course it was the normal price. I got free shipping because I got a ton of it at once. And the Vulcan plates I actually got a sell because it was the release of our first calibrated plate series. And therefore I got them for much cheaper than they sell now. So overall, the planning and the time I put into the effort before building the gym saved me a ton of money. I'm going to leave you with that. That's a nice 30-minute video. I hope you enjoyed the gym tour. If you have any question or if you want to know more about how to build your own gym, check the playlist. Thank you for watching. And before I end, thank you for everyone who subscribed. I should have started the video with that. I just completely forgot. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I might just film myself saying that. We've built something quite amazing together. Please stay on my face. Okay, like this? Yes. And to me, for the people who've been on this channel for a while, you know that the community is the most important aspect of it. And I want to keep building that. This is the core value of this channel. It's building something where natural lifters can congregate, talk about lifting, learn about lifting. And beyond that, I don't really care about anything. The numbers don't matter. What matters is the discussions we have and the knowledge we accumulate and the training that we get done. So again, thank you for your support. Thank you for anyone who participates in the community and who is becoming an outstanding member of something that I think is quickly outgrowing what I expected it to be. And that's thanks to you. See you soon and have a good day.